What are the chances that Bruce Arena has been to Epstein Island?
Football is live. Welcome, everybody, to episode 148 of Football is Life. I'm one of your three co-hosts, Ethan Cooney, joined, as always, by Matt Powell.
Hello, hello.
And Nat Mahmoudez.
Hello!
How are you guys doing on this fine early August Saturday?
I am fantastic.
Doing great. Guys, Leagues Cup is happening. Leagues Cup.
I saw your eyes going to your soundboard, and I was like, I really hope he's going to do that sound.
Yeah. It was pretty obvious. All right. We got a lot to get into today. League Cup has started. We're going to talk about that and what we think of the new format. But first, let's start with some bigger news. Thomas Muller is on his way to the Whitecaps. Matt, what are your thoughts?
Crazy. Really talented player. This is a big deal for the league. And it's a lot of fun, and the Whitecaps are really good, and this is only going to make them better. So this one's pretty wild.
Whitecaps had to pay Cincinnati around 400 400,000 in GAM for the discovery rights for Thomas Muller, because no one else had ever heard of Thomas Muller before FC Cincinnati existed.
Also, he was like playing professional football before FC Cincinnati existed.
Exactly.
What are we doing?
So the FC Cincinnati, they were pushing hard to bring him, to bring Thomas Muller to their team, and he ends up going to Vancouver. And honestly, makes sense. Of places, I would also pick living in Vancouver over Cincinnati. This is not really a hard choice.
This move really didn't make sense to me until I saw somebody on the internet. They were like, Thomas Muller was like, yeah, I'll play in the MLS, but I'm not living in America. And that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Totally get that. Why would you get that these days?
America right now. Disregarding that, this move is kind of confusing. You don't normally see players of Muller's stature going to clubs like Vancouver. I can only imagine that Alphonso Davies had something to do with it. They've been teammates at Bayern for years. They're good pals. Davies obviously got his start in Vancouver. So I can only imagine that Davies was really selling Vancouver to Thomas Muller, and that Muller listened.
Well, what would be crazy? What's crazy about Thomas Muller is he's older, but I feel like we've been saying for so long that there's been talks of him retiring or moving on, and it's weird that it's actually happening, and that move is to MLS. I remember in the 2014 World Cup final, the commentator says we might be seeing Thomas Muller in a Germany shirt for the last time when he went off the field for Mario Götze in that final, which is crazy to think about how many more years he had in Europe, and even with the national team. So he's still a very good player. I like
love
Thomas Muller.
One
I
of my
hope he
favorite players of all
succeeds.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Also,
got
Vancouver's an easy team to root for right now.
Yeah.
Though they have slowed down of late. They have not been firing as well as they were at the beginning of the season, but they're still a very good team. It's going to be very interesting to see how he comes in, if he can mesh right away. Because obviously some of the older stars who have come to the league recently haven't done much right away. It's taken them a long time to get situated, so we'll see what happens for Muller. Another star who's coming, and I think this one is pretty much confirmed, should be announced next week, I'm guessing, is Son Heung-min to LAFC.
This one's a bigger deal.
This one's a bigger deal because Son is feels like he has more left in the tank than Thomas Muller
today. He's good today.
I mean, he's the best Asian soccer player ever. I think I don't think that's a hot take. Like he is that good. He is the fact that LAFC have got this over the line is like a huge testament to what LAFC is, that they can bring in someone who will bring as many fans as Son will bring. Because yes, he was coming to, they'll get some from Spurs, but just his following is so much bigger than a lot of just like actual clubs. That being said, I hate this so much. It's already hard enough that Son was going to leave Spurs someday, but to go to literally my least favorite team in the entire world, what are we doing, Son? You're not supposed to be on the evil team. You're not. The evil team that just wears black and gold. That's not you. You're supposed to be the good guy. Ethan, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed in this as well. Obviously, I'm not a Spurs fan like you, but I've always liked Son. He's a great footballer, and he's always seemed like a really great guy. I've heard some people mention that LA has a pretty booming South Korean community, and that was a motivating factor for Son's move. And I get that. Yeah. You could have come to New York, Son, but I guess I get it. But
how close
where else are you going to run into Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau on a date? Except LA. So yeah.
Bro, how is that a real
that
thing?
One's awesome. I'm very much enjoying that.
How is Justin Trudeau? I thought Justin Trudeau was married.
He was married.
Yeah. It's still very strange.
Married to the game.
That's true.
How close is Koreatown to BMO Stadium, Matt? Isn't it like it's not technically, I don't think it's technically in Koreatown, but it's like very close.
Without traffic, you could get to like the heart of K-Town to BMO in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's right there.
With traffic, it's probably like 30 minutes.
But that's also everywhere in LA. Everywhere is 30 minutes from everywhere. It will be interesting to see where Son and how LAFC will set their formation now, because LAFC's main guy, Denny Buanga, is a left winger, which is what Son plays. So it will be interesting
Son
to
has
see.
Played up top before, so they might.
Hopefully for him, I hope that he does better than Giroud. I do hope he has more success than him. But we'll see what they. It's just so I wasn't again not surprised by this move for LAFC because this is what they do. This is what they do every season. They're just gonna have the rotating megastar come into their team, and hopefully they'll score some goals. But they don't actually relying on them the entire time because of how well this team is built. So, credit to LAFC for getting another one of these moves done. I find their ambition annoying, but I have to respect it because they're going out and getting players, and sometimes I wish the Sounders did more of that. All right. Last piece of big news. There is a rumor that about the World Cup draw, and it is going to potentially be at the Las Vegas Sphere. Matt, what are your thoughts on the draw potentially being at the Sphere?
The eighth wonder of the world. It's going to be awesome. No, I don't know. I don't have strong thoughts on this.
Do you have thoughts? Do you like the Sphere, Matt? Are you a fan?
The Sphere's funny. I like this. I like. I don't know if we're gonna be grossly opulent as a culture. We might as well go all the way and just commit to a megasphere in Sin City and put gross displays of hedonism at the heart of everything we hold dear.
Yeah, it would be. I think it would be a fun place for the. It would be pretty fun for the draw.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And the technology is really cool.
Yeah. They're like having like every time a ball gets picked, like having the flag out on like completely
they could
showing
do
up on the
they could like take you to the capital of the country.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Have you guys heard of the Wizard of Oz? That is coming to the Sphere, that they're using AI to make it so they can fit on the screen.
Oh, I didn't know.
It honestly looks. Well, they're using AI because to make the backgrounds bigger, because the original aspect ratio of the Wizard of Oz is not at all the same size as
but they're not hiring artists to do that.
So they're making it bigger. Yeah, it's a good point.
Let me tell you, Matt. It looks really.
Artists are expensive.
It looks really what?
It's just stupid. They've taken basically the way that it looks is that they've taken they've taken the frame, the kind of 4x3 frame of the original movie, and it's
very stretched.
Become just two. It's just like the two characters are at the bottom of the screen. And then there's like this giant Windows 95 looking screensaver behind them that has like the sun and the sky and all of it.
I think it looks better than that.
Ridiculous. It looks so
all right, I'll look this up and make up my own mind, but I am not encouraged by AI.
It is also like a 4D experience. So like they'll be using like wind machines and stuff. So
they also cut 30 minutes from the movie.
How can you? What part did they cut?
I don't know exactly what they cut, but they said
they decided like some part of it was too hard to.
They said that they made it 75 minutes long.
Bro, this is crap.
All movies are headed towards TikToks. We're literally,
and the tickets are also like over $100.
We're going to be going to the theater for 45-minute movies very soon. the human attention span is failing.
Yeah, Avengers 11 will just be like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and it'll be vertical. Yeah. It'll be like a series of TikToks.
Yep.
That's
just
so
like,
fire.
Yeah, you see like all the heroes with their own account. It's like a it's like a collaboration stream. That just everyone's at their own location.
Like it's from a computer screen, like the new Ice Cube War of the Worlds movie.
Oh my god! Why would you adapt like? Let's have a movie podcast because why would you adapt a book like that into that format? And why would you cast Ice Cube? I like Ice Cube. I have nothing against Ice Cube, but I read that book.
Oh,
Ice Cube doesn't belong in it. That's not an Ice Cube story.
I've been seeing clips, and it's really just Ice Cube staring at his computer, going like, "No!" Like it's just him kind of being like, "Get out of there! Get out of there!" You know, like it's. I gotta be honest, like I don't hate the idea of a movie taking place on a computer screen. I think it's kind of cool, or at least it can be cool. I don't know if like a world-ending movie is the right way for that to happen, but either way,
it's awful.
All right, let's go back to the. Actually, the Sounders had a game last weekend in Atlanta that was after while Nashville and NYCFC played on Friday to get ready for the Leagues Cup. Sounders played in Atlanta on Saturday, and the game would finish 2-2. Sounders would get ahead 2-1 in stoppage time, 94th minute. Ozaze De Rosario scoring his first ever MLS goal, and it looked like we were on our way to 3 points. But unfortunately, one of Atlanta's DPs, who has not done anything this year, not even one of the players who's on Nat's goal team in this. Emmanuel Latelat did score in this game, or as we know, it was ruled an own goal against Yamar. So there's not even a good thing about Atlanta scoring. I don't even get a goal team tally. But scores an absolutely outrageous goal from the top of the corner. Andrew Thomas, no chance, and that was literally the last kick of the game. And Atlanta gets a tie against the Sounders. And it's really unfortunate just with the Sounders just recently getting tying Colorado after being up 3-0 and then being up on the road in stoppage time with 4 minutes to go, with the chance for Ozaze De Rosario to have a game winner in the first game he scores in, and then for that to go down, it's one of those ties that feels like a loss, and that was a very, very tough. But I mean, if I'm Atlanta, I'm happy. Okay, my DP actually showed up. He's actually showing his quality, so that is a plus. But Sounders also had more chances. We should have been testing Brad Guzan more than we did in this game. So that was the Sounders Atlanta game. We'll move forward to Leagues Cup now. NYCFC has played 2 Leagues Cup games. The first game was on Tuesday. The second game was on Friday. Let's start by going over NYCFC and Leagues Cup. Ethan, take us through both of these games for NYCFC.
Yeah, that's funny. You mentioned 2 games, but there's only been the one from last night. The first game didn't happen. That didn't happen, Nat. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I know of no such game.
Sure.
I know of no such first game. I know of only a second, which might imply a first, but don't worry about it.
No. On Tuesday, NYCFC played Puebla, and we lost 3-0. And NYCFC just didn't really show up for this game. I'd like to blame it on playing in a Sports Illustrated arena, as it's now called. Which is that worse than Red Bull Arena, or is it better than Red Bull Arena?
I like it more because I don't like Red Bull, and I'm more okay with Sports Illustrated. Why are they playing at Sports Illustrated? It's just because the Yankees and the Mets are both at home this week?
No, it's some stupid rule with the Leagues Cup that we've always played at that stadium for our home games in the Leagues Cup. Or actually, except for one game last year where we won on penalties. So
we also know that
really
Montreal is also playing their games in at Sports Illustrated Stadium, and there's still some complicated rule. I think there are still some complicated rules about like host areas for Liga MX.
Right.
I mean, just like how for some of these games the Liga MX teams are technically the home teams when they're playing in the MLS's home stadium. Like, we're gonna get to the Sounders game, but all the Sounders fans were saying that the Sounders should have done their Jingle Bells tradition, which is the song that we sing when the Sounders are playing on the road and we win on the road. Because the game against Cruz Azul was technically the home team for that game. But that game is it's literally in Seattle. Like, yes, there were a lot of Cruz Azul fans, but that, like, what are we doing here? And it's not even like the branding was changed.
It's just
to make
really silly.
Yeah.
It's
But
just not really a point to it at all.
But Ethan, what happened in the game against Puebla? This should not be happening for NYCFC.
I know. I just really think we didn't show up. I think maybe we were thrown off by the change in venue, the lack of fans, because who's going to New Jersey on a Tuesday night? My mom, actually, but either way, she went to this game.
I mean, it looked about as many fans normally show up for an NYCFC game.
Oh, come on. You could say at Sports Illustrated Stadium, perhaps, because once again, not many NYCFC fans are willing to travel to our biggest rival stadium, which is an hour plus away.
I'm just using what I've seen from games at Yankee Stadium. There's usually a lot of empty blue.
You know what, Nat, maybe you need to get your annual eye doctor appointment going and see if your prescription needs updating.
I did actually just schedule that.
Oh,
I need that bad. I think my prescription's worse than my eyes. No,
I think mine. I think my eyesight is getting worse too. I've avoided the eye doctor for like 2 years because I've been going to it's also a children's eye doctor, and I feel like I don't need to watch the 2019 Aladdin in the waiting room.
Can we get
in anymore?
Warby Parker, hit us with a sponsor so we can all get new glasses.
Joy, do you wear Warby Parker glasses?
I don't know if you can.
I do. I do use Warby Parker.
You both wear Warby Parker?
I don't know what these are. These are glasses.
Yeah, mine are glasses too. I don't really know.
That's all I got.
I went to Warby Parker once, and I didn't like how I looked in them.
You guys literally played all your starters in
not all of our starters. We said Alonso Martinez, Seymour Reed got the start, which I was happy to see, because I'm big rooting for.
You played a lot of your starters.
No, we did, and we also started Nico Cavallo at left back. We rotated for this game. That's not much of an excuse, though. We still should have done better.
Yeah, Puebla is bad.
We really just didn't show up for this game. A lot of their goals were also, lucky, and kind of bullshit goals. So I don't really think the 3-0 reflects the scoreline, but in a way it also does, because we didn't take our chances. Puebla took theirs, even though they were not, the most clear-cut, beautiful football chances. But the game I'm more happy to talk about is last night's game against Club America. Club Leon, which was much better. We win 2-0. We should have scored more. We should have scored much more. Seymour Reed came on in the second half. He had 2 chances towards the end of the game that he really should have finished, and unfortunately didn't challenge the goalkeeper very well. I want to talk about Alonso Martinez, man. He played really well in this game.
This guy's all right.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Didn't he miss like a tap in though? He skied a chance from 3 yards out in this game.
Not this game. No. Well, he had one thing where he it's a really creative play where he kind of dummies the ball to himself through the legs of a Leon defender, and he wins a corner. And then it's on that ensuing corner kick that he scores his first goal. Justin Hack gets the header on the near post.
Okay, so it was is the opposite that he's like 3 yards out on that, Gale. In that,
I
just
don't
remember. Yeah,
I will say I didn't watch this full game. I actually I fell asleep yesterday. Because fun fact, I have a job now. And at this
let's
job,
go.
I had to wake up at 5:30. Did you say let's go and then sorry?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
as someone who had a post-grad job.
Yeah, it was my first morning shift, and I had to get there at 7, so I had to wake up at like 5:30. So by 6:00 p.m., I was pretty tired, and I fell asleep, and so I kind of cleanly missed the first half of this game.
Anyway, so NYCFC.
Well, let me talk about Nico Fernandez-Mercado as well.
Yeah.
Because he's involved in the second goal in this game. He creates some space for himself beautifully, cuts through the defense with a needle thread of a pass to Alonso Martinez, who then beautifully and unselfishly squares the ball for Agustin Ojeda, who gets his first goal in a very long time. He's been struggling a lot recently, as has Julian Fernandez. We've had some winger trouble recently. So it was nice to see him score, and he honestly had a decent game. But I continue to grow increasingly frustrated with both him and Julian Fernandez. And I don't know what it is about Nico Fernandez-Mercado. Maybe it's that he is another Argentinian, but I do feel like Fernandez has had maybe a little extra pip in his step since Nico has come in. So we'll see how Nico can influence the other wingers on our team. So that's just some kind of unfortunate NYCFC news, in that Keaton Parks underwent surgery to address further blood clot issues in his right leg. He's had to get surgery for this twice before, I think. And so this is the third time now, which is pretty concerning. I hope he'll be able to come back and play, but obviously, as we say too often these days, things are more important than football. He's a new dad and a husband. So I don't want him to risk his health in coming back. But I think the surgery went well, which is good, and he's going to be, going through rehabilitation with NYCFC and all that. So wish the best for Keaton Parks. I believe outside of Maxi Morales, he's our longest serving player. And he's become a real pillar of our team, both figuratively and literally, because he's also one of the tallest players we have. So big shout out to Keaton Parks. Nothing but love for Keaton Parks.
So NYCFC currently sits in 10th place in the Leagues Cup standings. So as a reminder, how that works is that the MLS teams and the Liga MX teams are in separate tables of 8 all 8 teams are in each table, and the top 4 from each league move on. And then 1 from MLS will play 4 from Liga MX, 4 from MLS will play 1 from Liga MX, like that. So with that, as I've been saying this entire lead up to Leagues Cup, losing 1 game is really, really bad for your chances of moving on. It seems with 18 teams being in the table, it just feels inevitable that 4 teams will manage to win all 3 of their games. And I mean, that's so now we're at the point where all these teams are about to play most teams are about to play their second game. Ethan, any chance? Do you think it could happen? A lot NYCFC sit with 3 points in 2 games.
Yeah, I don't know.
It seems like you're going to be playing next weekend. You're going to be playing a regular MLS game next weekend.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not too upset about that. The Leagues Cup is one of those tournaments where you lose and you're like, who cares? It's the Leagues Cup. It's a bullshit tournament. And if you win, you're like, another trophy to the cabinet, baby. So,
is there?
Yeah, I don't.
Are there any players who you feel like deserve a shot in the last game that you're like, this game is like we need to see if they can like prove themselves for the final stretch run of the season?
Right. Well, honestly, I'd just like to see any of the young players play. We have
NYCFC is supposed to play Columbus next Saturday, so it's a tough game. So honestly, expecting a lot of rest for that game. It's not impossible. So Columbus right now, they've also played 2 games. They have 4 points. They have, after they lost a shootout and then won their last game. So it's more possible than NYCFC that the game could get canceled, but it seems unlikely that the game is getting moved. It will get moved.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, yeah, I would really, for this last Leagues Cup game, I'd really just like to kind of see all the young players get thrown out there. Yeah, I'd love to see Seymour Reed get his first goal. I really thought he was going to do it against Leon. I should also mention Matt Freese with a really nice penalty save against James Rodriguez. Really great save. Not James' best penalty, but the fact that it's against James makes it even sweeter.
All right. Let's move on from NYCFC and we'll talk the Sounders. Currently in second place in the Leagues Cup, 1 point behind Columbus, but we've only played 1 game. They've played 2. And what a 1 game that was. What a second half it was for the Sounders. Incredible game for the Sounders. First half felt like Sounders had more chances in this game. The Cruz Azul had a couple chances, but everything was pretty much right. And Andrew Thomas wasn't really just the first half felt like there wasn't really any big saves that Thomas had to make. But then second half is when this game just absolutely changed. First, Cruz Azul took about 5 minutes. They were about 5 minutes late for the start of the second half. Just like all gamesmanship, just like taking it absolutely forever to get out on the field. Sounders just standing around. And this could not have backfired more for them, as the Sounders immediately would open the scoring right after half. Yamar with the goal, first goal of the season for Yamar. Then right after that, Obed Vargas would score off of a deflection, off of Dite. Dida, if you say his name like that, goes off him and then goes up and over the goalkeeper and into the goal. Dida was also the player who was supposed to be covering Yamar, so not a good play from him at all. Then the Sounders would get their third goal from Jesus Ferreira, floating in at the back post and putting it in with the side foot. First goal of the game for Jesus Ferreira, who had already scored twice in the game. 2 goals called back for offsides. We'll get to that. Get to this first goal. I agree with was offsides. Alex Rodon on the pass to Jesus Ferreira looks to be just behind. The second one that he was Nuhu to Jesus Ferreira. Nuhu looks to be in an onside position. They spent like 5 minutes looking at this play and then decided to call the offside, which was the original call. I don't know why it took so long. The ref, and in that case, if it's that close, send the referee over. Let's have the referee make the call, not the invisible VAR. That means there has been, while in MLS they always talk about we don't have offsides technology, we can't draw lines. They have been drawing lines on the field for this game, but they didn't seem to do that for this play. Anyway, Nuhu, to me, looks like he is in line. It's almost a case of the weird offsides rule where if a player makes an intentional play on the ball or tries to play the ball, then it can't be offsides. And after the ball goes through, when the ball initially threw to Nuhu, Dida again clearly tries to play the ball and completely messes up, completely fails. You don't need, without the rules, you don't have to touch the ball for it to be an intentional ball. If you go to strike the ball and you whiff, that's still offsides. Of course, the pass is before this, so it's all about the Nuhu call. But if Nuhu had just started over there, there's a chance, and him being there, there's a chance that this could just be him trying to play the ball, which is unfortunate for Dida, but that would be the correct call. Fourth goal came from Osaze de Rosario, scoring in back-to-back games for us. Ryan Kent puts the ball in, who got the start, and Osaze de Rosario, right after coming on the field, he scored. Then he did the Dwayne de Rosario celebration, which we love to see him showing some love to his dad. He received a yellow card because the celebration involves putting the front of the jersey over your head. But he did actually take off his kit, so that's kind of crap for me. The jersey did not come all the way off. It was barely there. So that should not be a yellow card. Yeah,
I always thought the rule was that it couldn't come, that like the collar of the shirt couldn't come over your chin or something like that.
The rule is just stupid in the first place. Just let people have, if it's taking a long time, if they take a long time to put their shirt back on or to get the ball back in play, then call time wasting. But until then, it's fine. Just let them celebrate. Let people celebrate. I'm all for crazier celebrations. This was fun to see something different. Fifth goal, first touch of the game when he came on, Pedro de la Vega. Pedro de la Vega has arrived, people. Scores an absolute great goal, huge goal, to make it 5-0. Then first minute, then right around stoppage time, I think it was in stoppage time. Or no, there was no stoppage time. That's right. Right before stoppage time, Danny Leyva would score, would have a free kick and draw a tremendous save from the Cruz Azul keeper who pushed the ball onto the bar. Nuhu is one of the only players who stays with the play and heads the ball into the goal on the rebound.
It's a good
clearly onside. It's a great free kick for Danny Leyva. Danny Leyva, for how long he's been on the team, has still not scored a goal for the Sounders. Technically, the only goal he scored a goal from 40 yards out against Vancouver, but that goal was called back for a stupid foul because of Zach McMath. That goal should have counted. Counts in our hearts. But still looking for his first actual goal. Tremendous free kick, very, very close. But Nuhu, he keeps going. People have said his place might be in jeopardy. He continues to show his quality and just powers this header in. That would make it 6-0. And then at the end of the game, Alex Rodon, 40 yards out, plays a absolutely incredible cross to the other side of the field, and Pedro de la Vega, for some reason, decides to hit this first time like no one would ever do because of how insane this would be if you managed to score. Hits the ball first time on the volley, goes far post, off the post, hits the bottom bar in the net, then hits the other post. This is goal of the year. This is a golazo. This is Pedro de la Vega. He has arrived. What a game for Pedro de la Vega. He should have been man of the match. They gave man of the match to Jesus Ferreira. That's such crap. This goal ended up being a walk-off goal. Last kick of the game. Right at 90 minutes. It was scored at 90 minutes and 10 seconds. No stoppage time is added, which is crap. We should have had 5 minutes of stoppage time. They took 5 minutes to review.
All right.
There should have been 5 minutes.
Don't get into this.
You're gonna
There should have been 5 minutes.
If you had extra stoppage time, you would have gotten like a Derrick Rose injury and cried about it on here.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yes.
8. Let's bring it to 8. Let's get it to 8 goals.
Broken Jordan Morris's arm.
We did get the extra point.
Someone
We
with
kicked
Jordan
the
Morris on
extra
their team
point.
is not asking for extra games to be played.
We kicked the extra point. I would have preferred to go for 2. I would have preferred to go for 2. Get the 2-point conversion, bring it to 8 goals. But all that being said, we dropped 7 on the best team in North America, the team that just won the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So we are the best. We are once again the best team in CONCACAF. This is fact. Matt, what are your thoughts
another
on
second round exit in the MLS playoffs?
On this result? What's your thoughts on this result? On the Golazo?
This is an awesome result. That is a Puskas contender from Pedro de la Vega. 0.29 goals per 90, Pedro de la Vega, who is a young player and played a great game. And I don't know if I would be making declarative statements about someone like that arriving in a game that ended 7-0. Because at some point the wheels fall off and it's no longer a soccer game. It's just everyone kicking the ball around until the game ends. And he does hit the crap out of that ball. I would say
he's good. This is not the goal. The only goal he has scored recently. He is finally scoring. He's finally looking great.
I would say to slow your roll on best team in CONCACAF. I would say to slow your roll on Pedro de la Vega has arrived, but this is a incredible result against a really, really, really good team.
I agree with that.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't think you're going to win the next one 7-0, but maybe you will.
The response from Cruz Azul fans after this game was absolutely insane. The comment that within minutes there was already 8,000 comments on the post. I'm not sure how many it has now, but Cruz Azul posted on their final graphic. And usually when you lose a game, it just says final. But they said, and this translated, since it was in Spanish, we provided a bad game tonight in Seattle. We will redouble efforts to correct this performance. Like, it's so funny that this is what they actually posted. I mean, Cruz Azul has spent so much money this offseason. They just won the Champions League. They've been having coach problems. Haven't seen that their coach has been fired yet, but a lot of people were like, they don't let him back on the team bus after this. Just like, he's done. Like, super satisfying atmosphere. There were so many Cruz Azul fans there. they were doing during the first half. Lots of Azul chants, which mysteriously disappeared in the second half. Lots of Cruz Azul fans sitting right around me, which was fun just seeing them and this stuff. And also, like the last time we played Cruz Azul this year in the CONCACAF Champions League, CONCACAF Champions Cup, sorry. Gotta say its actual name. Cruz Azul got a 0-0 tie in Seattle, and they were celebrating like a win, which was really, really infuriating. So it was very happy that we dropped 7 on them. Another reason I'm happy we dropped 7 on them was because of obviously goal differential matters a lot in this tournament, but we have beat them on aggregate score for this year since they scored more goals in Cruz Azul, and now we've made up that difference. So that's also a plus. Talk about just like how the team came out quickly. So we started. Ferreira goes 90 minutes in this game. Ryan Kent gets the start. Danny Musovski starts up top. I would like to no Manungu at all in this game. We saw Paul Rothrock at all in this game. For this is the time. Like, yes, it's a cup. You want to win every cup that's in front of you. This is the time that we should be playing some of those players who, if our first team gets injured, like we need to know like who is going to be able to step up. And this is the time to play Manungu. We should be playing Manungu more. No one can defend against him now. Play him. If Manungu doesn't start the next game against Santos Laguna on Sunday, who is absolute shit, Santos Laguna, because how League Cup works is every MLS team is getting one good Liga MX team, one bad Liga MX team, and one mid Liga MX team. Cruz Azul was the good team. The bad team is Santos Laguna. They finished last in both the Clausura and the Apertura this past season. They are bad. We should play. I want Osaze de Rosario to start this next game. I want Manungu to start the next game. I assume that Paul Rothrock will start the next game. And obviously, Paul Rothrock has been better. He's been, for how Pedro de la Vega has arrived now. Paul Rothrock has been absolutely lights out, the best left midfielder on the Sounders recently. Ryan Kent was he was fine. He was better than he'd been of late recently, but still Paul Rothrock has that starting role locked down, and the fact he didn't play a single minute of this last game means I expect him to start on Sunday. So I expect him to come in. We also saw a debut from Snyder Burnell, the new Sounders homegrown player who we just signed.
That's a crazy name.
He was brought.
Snyder Burnell.
Yes,
Wow.
He was brought in. So he is 18 years old. He is a defensive midfielder, and also for the Santos Laguna, I would have no problem if we wanted to start Danny Leyva and Snyder Brunel over Obed Vargas and Christian Rodon. Obed Vargas and Christian Rodon have been absolutely lights out this year. They've played so many minutes. I'm okay with giving them a rest. This is the time to do that, as they are as Santos Laguna, as I've already said, are shit. So we should play them in this game, in this upcoming game. Danny Leyva, he had a he gets an assist for the Nuhu goal. He also basically assisted the first Pedro de la Vega goal. So he was good. I would reward him with a start in this next game. Sounders are flying. We knew goal differential was going to matter, and we've put ourselves in a really good position to make a run in this tournament and to stay at home in this tournament. Okay. You think we're not making it to the group stage? We're
no.
We're losing it to Santos.
You've put yourself in a good position to make it out of the group stage. After there,
Yeah.
it's just games.
Yeah. You just and the Sounders I do really think that the Club World, how we played in the Club World Cup and getting to play all those games at home, going into this tournament, we're like, all right, guys, we already proved ourselves that we can go toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in the world. We're still at home. Let's play with that mentality, and good things will happen. And obviously, we had success. We've had success in the Leagues Cup. Still, we made it to the semifinal last year. Made it to the final in 2022, in 2021 as well in the old format. Sounders always take while they will complain about there being too many games. I do that. They still show up for every game because we're like, yeah, it's another trophy. We have every type of trophy. We need to get this one. Sounders, very good position right now. Before Columbus played yesterday, the top four was Sounders, Portland, LA Galaxy, and Minnesota, followed by Cincinnati, who also won their one game, Miami, and Colorado. And the thing that really was the icing on the cake for me with the 7-0 result for the Sounders is the fact that Miami won their game and was in sixth place. Now they're in seventh. But if we want this tournament to die, we need Miami to win all their games and then get out on goal differential. That would be absolutely hilarious. Matt, what are your thoughts on the teams that are currently up high in the standings? Do you think it would change? Do you want Inter Miami to miss the next round?
It'll change. I don't want Inter Miami to miss the next round because I think it's cool when Messi plays against other leagues and we get to see that. Also, I think there's a chance DePaul would make his debut in this tournament. Is that right?
He already played. He did. He played in the last game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then, I want to see him play. He's awesome.
Well, you're going to see him in MLS. He can still get out. He can still get out of this tournament. We don't want Miami to win this tournament. That will be the worst. That will be the worst possible outcome for this tournament is if Inter Miami wins the Leagues Cup again. It's also crazy that still there's 3 spots. There's 3 spots that get you into CONCACAF Champions Cup. This is the easiest way to get into CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Easily.
Just win these games.
I don't know. U.S. Open Cup's pretty easy, all things considered.
And how this Leagues Cup has gone so far is exactly how I thought it might go, and how I was warning that right now the top 4 from Liga MX is Tigres, Mazatlan, Toluca, and Pachuca. Tigres is in there, but the other teams are not the bigger clubs, not the biggest clubs from Liga MX. They're the teams that have just scored goals. Shocking performance from LAFC in this tournament, in losing to Mazatlan, who is just such a nobody team from Liga MX. And the fact that they are in a very good position to potentially move on because of how mid a lot of the Liga MX teams have been. That's the other thing. If the Sound, how Kearney goes, the road after this, the final will probably be more difficult, but there could not even be, it might not even be the hardest matchups.
You can never
forward.
count out Liga MX, though. Liga MX has the capacity to just beat the crap out of us, always.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Whatever you say, Matt.
I'm just cautioning, Liga MX has again and again proven that sometimes they just kick our ass.
Yeah, it's
And if
true.
you disagree with that, you're just disagreeing with historical precedent.
It is true because I mean, while I was saying while the home team will be listed, but they're all in America, and there's sometimes and the home, and even though sometimes the home team is listed as the Liga MX team, like the crowds are definitely for most of these games has been more Liga MX fans than MLS fans, which makes sense. Like who's going? Like the normal fans, normal Americans do not know what this tournament is. And as we've been saying, no one really is showing up to these games is another thing that could help them. It filled up for the Sounders game, but but there was not much food open at the stadium. Like it was very much a bare bones crowd for the last Sounders game. Be interesting to see how many people are there for the Santos Laguna game, which is on a weekend instead of a Thursday. And then same. And so the Sounders will play their final. So they play Santos Laguna at 7:30 on Sunday, and then they will play at 8 p.m. local time, late kickoff on Wednesday against Tijuana. We should win both of these games, and then we should get that, which should mean that we get to move the LA Galaxy game on the weekend. All right. Any other thoughts on Leagues Cup, guys?
Not about
how
Leagues
the
Cup,
new
but
format?
I do have another piece of NYCFC news that I forgot to mention, if this is an all right time for that.
Shoot.
Monsef Bakrar is officially no longer an NYCFC player. He is headed to Croatia. And he never found his form in NYCFC, but I always liked him. Seems like a really nice, sweet guy. Really wanted to succeed in New York, so I'll always like him, though he really didn't perform very well on a whole.
Where is this on all-time bad DP signings for New York?
Not
no
a DP.
Offense to the person, just
not a DP, thankfully.
Wait, he wasn't?
No, he wasn't.
I thought he was a young DP.
I don't think so. We just paid a couple mil for him.
I mean, if you paid a couple mil for him, the DP.
It was like 3 or 4, I think. Maybe.
Who were the other DPs when he was there? Who?
Well, Thiago Martins. I think when he was signed.
I think I feel like Bakrar was also a DP.
I don't think
if a player costs a couple $1 million, they're either a DP or a young DP, like a U22 initial.
Right.
Because he was young, right?
Yeah, he was. He might have been an under 22 player. Because he's 24 now. And so he might have been 21 or 22 when we signed him.
I don't think he's I don't think he is. He's not like the worst signing in. I don't think he's anywhere close to being the worst signing for NYCFC.
I thought he was a DP, which would have made him a worse signing. But if DP,
thankfully, I don't think he was.
He's just kind of forgettable. He didn't really do anything that was like so bad, though.
Yeah,
like he wasn't so he wasn't.
Yeah, he was a U22 player.
Yeah.
I finally found it. Now, Jovan Mijatovic. I don't think he was a DP either. Also U22. So our DPs at the moment, I think, are Martins and Nico Fernandez Mercado, who we just signed. Talis Magno, I believe, is still technically on our books. I don't know if he counts as a DP anymore because he's on loan. So I think if Talis Magno doesn't count, then we just have.
He's on this list. He's on this list from I think March.
Okay, yeah. So it's those 3 players.
Yep.
Yeah, and with Bakrar, I mean. There have been some comparisons made after his signing. Both he and Thiago Andrade made, shout out to Thiago. It's been a long time since we talked about him. They both made around the same number of appearances, around 70 appearances. And Thiago Andrade had 2 more goals than he did, playing as a winger most of the time. And then it's pretty damning, but I don't think Bacrar is a bad player by any means, kind of like what Nat was saying. And I bet you, because I feel like this kind of happens to us a lot.
He's
He
got
will immediately start scoring.
Yeah, he's going to start balling out at Dynamo.
I mean, to be honest, he's a striker that can't finish. Like, he has like a striker skill set, and he can't score. Like, he might
really
truly grow into a good player, but
it's so strange because there were times where he did have that ability and he showed such promise, but it just never really worked out. So we'll see what happens. I have no ill will towards him, and I hope he succeeds in Croatia.
One other interesting thing that happened that we saw in the Sounders game, because the Leagues Cup is using the new laws of the game. Andrew Thomas was called for the new if the goalkeeper is holding the ball for 8 seconds, then the opposing team is awarded a corner kick.
CFC game too.
It only happened once. It did not result in anything for Cruz Azul. But then after it happened, Andrew Thomas definitely released the ball. I'm guessing he definitely knew that the rule was in effect, but when it first happened, he was like, oh yeah, that's a rule. Matt, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, take time wasting out of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Through every avenue. I'm a fan of a stopped clock when the ball's out of play. I'm on the far soccer rules extremists portion of stop time wasting. Disincentivize it in every way.
Do you think that there should have been 5 minutes of stoppage time added on after a 5-minute VAR check? Yes, you're losing
in a game that's 7-0. No, what are we talking about?
Let us score. I guess I didn't let you.
Let us score.
If they played that out and you had a player injured, you would be livid. You'd be livid. You'd be like, why are we playing extra time in a 7-0 game?
It's true.
Because we want to make it 8.
No. That's ridiculous. It's asinine.
This is really it's biblical greed that it's ridiculous. You can't really. It was 7-0. That's not good enough. That's not good enough for you and the greater Seattle.
It's not even greed.
I'm sorry
it's not smart.
If you had beaten Puebla 7-0, Ethan, then you would be feeling different.
No, you would not.
I don't know. I would have been like, no stoppage time. That's fair.
Yeah, it's that was a good game, boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Good job. Glad the literal only thing that can happen in a game that is 7-0 is a player gets injured. There is no difference between 7-0 and 7-1
because those guys go down.
The only thing of consequence that can happen from that point in stoppage time, you don't have enough time to score and run the ball back to the center circle to make that game matter. The only thing that can happen is an injury.
I still think it's again so stupid that Cruz Azul, they did this when they played us in CONCACAF Champions League as well, just taking forever to come back onto the field. Why is this even a thing? It feels like this should also be a punishment for doing that.
The punishment is they got mollywopped.
Yeah, it backfired on them. It's just it's so stupid. That this is a thing that teams do. It's just dumb. All right, moving forward for stuff happening today. Matt, Nashville is playing Aston Villa. Score prediction, Matt?
Good use of everyone's time. This is. I don't know or care.
Who would you like Nashville to play in this game?
Nobody.
No starters.
Nope.
No injuries.
No starters.
This game,
no injuries.
literally no stoppage time.
I don't care.
No stoppage time in the first half.
Please play it behind closed doors for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, they just one half. Just play one half of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. With me.
Other game today, USL League 2 final today in Vermont. Battle FC versus the Vermont Greens. Battle FC looking for their second national title in the span of 3 years against Vermont, another team who joined the same year as Ballard in 2022. USL League 2, very much Battle FC coming from behind in the game last Sunday against the Flint City Bucks to win that game 2-1. Charlie Kosikoff, the UW forward, scoring both the goals in that game. Was an honor to get to direct that national semifinal, and we'll be looking very excited, very nervous for this next game. Shout out to NYCFC's journalism. They're the affiliated the Hudson River Blue, the outlet that covers NYCFC games someone wrote a very, very nice preview about the two teams. So I highly recommend anyone reading that if you haven't. Does a very good job previewing the game and about how USL really has lucked out this year with these two teams, the teams that really do care the most about their team and their communities. Like, they won. It's huge, absolutely huge for them. So go Battle FC, up the bridges. That game, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on Sports Engine Plus. Everyone should tune in to that. All right. That would do it for this episode of Football is Life. We'll be back next Saturday, August 9th, 1 p.m. Eastern, to talk more about Leagues Cup, and we'll go over the quarterfinal matchups for that. After Sounders have played Tijuana and Santos Laguna, and NYCFC has played their final game against Toluca. Remember to follow us on Twitter at WECB Football, on Instagram at footballislife.wecb. Subscribe here on YouTube, Football is Life WECB. Contact the show at footballislife.net or footballislife at .wecb@gmail.com. Until next Saturday, football is life.